How's it going, guys? My name is Dom, and today I want to talk about method chaining. Now, I'll be using Java, but you can use basically any other object-oriented language of your choice. Now, method chaining is when you have an object and you call methods on that object one after another. For example, right here we have an object and we're calling method 1, then method 2, then method 3. So it's like a chain of method calls, and that's why it's called method chaining. Now what we're going to do is define a new Java class and make that class method chain compatible. So inside here we'll make a new file, a new Java file or Java class, and we'll call this class DOM number. My name is Dom, so you can name this whatever you like. I'll be calling mine DOM number. Press enter here, we have a new file opened up. Now we're going to define a new class called DOM number. Now this class will have a single instance variable and it'll be an integer. So we'll say private int and we'll call this one a number. So this DOM number class is going to have this single instance variable, and we're going to be able to add to this instance variable and then print it out. But we're going to add and print using method chaining. So we can define a constructor accepting a single parameter, and this will be the initial value for this number. So we'll say int initial num, and then we can just say number equals initial num, just like that. Now, as I said, we're going to add and print out this number. So we'll define a new method for addition. Down here we can say public. Now this method is going to return the type DOM number, and that's very important to method chaining. So we're going to say public DOM number. We want this method to return a instance of a DOM number. The method name is going to be called add, and it'll accept a single parameter, that being the number to add to this number. So we'll say int to add. Inside the method body we can just say number plus equals, so add to this number, to add. So this number plus that number as the new value of this number. Now, as I said, this will return a DOM number. But which one? Well, the one that this add method was called on. So we're going to actually return this. So we're returning this particular instance of this DOM number. Now we're also going to add a method for printing out this number. So we'll say public void print and simply just say system.out.println. Now with this add method, as I said, it's going to accept a parameter to add. It's going to add that number to this number and then return the instance of this DOM number, and that's important for method chaining. Now the class is now complete. Back inside the method chaining main class, we can then create an instance of this DOM number. So inside here, below here we can say a new variable of type DOM number. We'll call this one my number equals a new DOM number instance. Now the constructor accepts one parameter, that being the initial number. So we'll say we can start this number off as number 1. Now we want to print out the number 6 to the screen. So we'll say print out 6 from this my number object. So using the add method, we can do this. My number dot add 5. So we're adding 5 to this number. The number is currently 1 plus 5 equals 6. Now, as I said, the add method returns a DOM number. So now this right here that I'm highlighting is actually this on its own with the 5 added to it. So this is a DOM number instance, which means you can then simply just say dot print, just like that. So we're calling dot print on this my number on this DOM number object instance that was returned from add. So you can see the chain happening right there. So now if we save this one and then try and run this one, we should see our intended result. We'll run this one and we see 6 in the console right there. Perfect. Now, we can also hop inside here and say dot add 10. Now we should get 16. Let's give it a go. And we see 16 printed out right there. Now you might also see a method chaining looking like this. We have spaces, new lines in between the method calls. So it makes it a bit more simpler to read, and you might see it looking like this in different formats. Saving this one, we'll try running it one more time, we should see the same result. And we see 16 right there. So just to recap, the important part is the fact that this method returns a DOM number. And we're returning the instance of this particular DOM number object. And because it's a DOM number object, because this is a DOM number right there, we can then call add once again, just like calling add on this one. But that's all for this video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you later.